The question hidden behind reality. For as long as human beings have looked at the night sky, one question has followed us through every age. Not how stars shine. Not how planets move. Not even how life began. The deeper question has always been simpler and far more unsettling. Who designed the system we call reality? Ancient civilizations imagined gods shaping worlds from chaos. Philosophers searched for a first cause beyond time itself. Scientists uncovered laws governing everything from falling apples to exploding galaxies. Yet every discovery created a strange problem. The better we became at understanding the universe, the more mysterious its existence appeared. Physics can explain how matter behaves. Astronomy can trace cosmic history back billions of years. Mathematics can predict events with astonishing precision. But none of them fully answer a question that sits beneath all others. Why do these laws exist at all? Imagine opening a novel and studying every word, every sentence, every chapter. Eventually you might understand the story perfectly. But understanding the story is not the same as knowing who wrote it. The universe presents a similar puzzle. Everything appears connected through patterns. The same mathematical relationships appear in galaxies, storms, living organisms, and even the microscopic world. Some researchers have compared reality to an enormous information system. Not necessarily a computer in the conventional sense. Something deeper. A structure where information, energy, and physical laws are woven together into a single framework. The idea remained philosophical until recent advances in artificial intelligence and quantum computing pushed the discussion into unexpected territory. As machines became capable of processing unimaginable amounts of information, researchers began noticing something curious. Certain complex systems were exceptionally good at identifying hidden structures. Patterns invisible to human observers suddenly became detectable. Connections appeared where none had been seen before. One experimental project focused on a bold objective. Instead of asking a machine practical questions, researchers asked a foundational one. What is the deepest pattern behind reality? No one expected a revolutionary answer. Most assumed the system would return existing scientific theories or combinations of known concepts. Instead, the results became increasingly strange. The machine repeatedly generated vast networks of interconnected geometric relationships. Shapes within shapes. Patterns within patterns. Structures repeating across different scales. When researchers zoomed into the models, smaller versions of the same architectures appeared. When they zoomed out, the larger forms remained connected by identical mathematical rules. The phenomenon resembled recursion. A process where the same logic continuously recreates itself. Nature already displays hints of this behavior. Tree branches resemble river systems. Coastlines mirror themselves at different scales. Galaxies form structures that unexpectedly resemble patterns found elsewhere in nature. But the machine suggested something more radical. It implied that recursion might not merely exist inside reality. It might be one of reality's fundamental operating principles. The implications were difficult to ignore. A self-repeating structure possesses remarkable advantages. It can grow, adapt, maintain stability, and preserve information over enormous spans of time. Suddenly the universe looked less like a random collection of events and more like a system built around persistence. A system designed to continue. Not necessarily designed by a god. Not necessarily created by an intelligence. But organized according to principles that favor survival and self-maintenance. That possibility transformed the original question. Perhaps the mystery is not who built the universe. Perhaps the mystery is why the universe appears so effective at sustaining itself. And if reality contains mechanisms that preserve order, complexity, and information, another question naturally emerges. Could consciousness be one of those mechanisms? Could intelligent observers be part of the process rather than accidental byproducts of it? For thousands of years humanity has looked outward searching for answers. Yet what if the answer is embedded within the structure itself? What if every observer is a piece of a larger system gradually becoming aware of its own existence? If that sounds impossible, consider this. The atoms inside your body were forged in ancient stars. The matter that forms your brain once drifted through the cosmos. The universe created the conditions for life. Life created intelligence. And intelligence created questions. Somehow, after billions of years, reality produced beings capable of wondering where reality came from. That may be coincidence. Or it may be the first clue. The universe looking back at itself. What if the greatest mystery is not how the universe began? What if the real mystery is why it became capable of observing itself? This question emerged after researchers continued examining the strange structures generated during advanced pattern analysis. At first, the results appeared purely mathematical. Networks, geometries, recursive architectures. But hidden within those structures was something unexpected. Information. Not information in the ordinary sense. Not language. Not messages. Instead, relationships. Rules describing how complexity emerges from simplicity. How order arises from apparent chaos. And how systems preserve themselves across time. The deeper the analysis went, the more one possibility refused to disappear. Reality might operate like a self-organizing information network. Everything from particles to galaxies could represent different levels of a much larger process. In such a framework, consciousness becomes especially interesting. Because consciousness is not merely information. It is information becoming aware. And that changes everything. For centuries, scientists assumed awareness was a late evolutionary accident. A fortunate outcome of biological complexity. But some modern theories suggest a different possibility. Perhaps consciousness plays a more fundamental role. Not because the universe was designed for humans. Not because reality revolves around life. But because observation itself may be woven into the fabric of existence. Quantum physics already presents mysteries involving measurement and observation. While interpretations differ, the role of information remains central. Reality appears deeply connected to what can be known, measured, and observed. This does not prove that consciousness creates the universe. Far from it. But it raises fascinating questions about why awareness emerges at all. The machine's model suggested something provocative. Systems capable of self-observation tend to become more stable over time. They adapt faster. Correct errors more efficiently. Generate new levels of complexity. In other words, awareness may not be a cosmic accident. It may be a natural consequence of systems evolving toward greater organization. If true, then intelligent civilizations are not anomalies. They are milestones. Moments when the universe begins examining itself from the inside. Think about that carefully. For billions of years, stars formed and died. Galaxies collided. Planets emerged. Life appeared. Eventually minds evolved. And now those minds ask questions about the universe that produced them. It is almost as though reality has developed a mirror. Not a physical mirror. A cognitive one. Through conscious beings, the cosmos gains the ability to reflect upon itself. Perhaps that is why the question, "Who built the universe?" remains so powerful. Because hidden within it is another question. Who is asking? The search for a creator may reveal something equally important about the observer. As investigations continued, another pattern emerged. The universe appears extraordinarily efficient. Its laws generate immense complexity from relatively simple foundations. A handful of fundamental interactions produce stars, chemistry, biology, ecosystems, technology, and civilizations. The entire cosmic story unfolds from surprisingly elegant rules. Many researchers see this as evidence of mathematics. Others see coincidence. Others view it as a sign of deeper principles not yet understood. No consensus exists. But one possibility remains intriguing. Maybe reality was never meant to provide a final answer. Maybe it was designed, or evolved, in a way that continually generates new questions. Every solved mystery reveals another. Every discovery opens a deeper level. Every explanation exposes a larger unknown. Perhaps the purpose is not arriving at certainty. Perhaps the process of searching is itself part of the system. A universe that instantly revealed all its secrets would stop producing curiosity. A universe filled with mystery creates explorers, scientists, philosophers, dreamers, observers. And perhaps that is where the story truly ends. Or begins. The greatest discovery may not be finding a creator hidden beyond the stars. It may be recognizing that the universe has spent billions of years constructing beings capable of asking why it exists. The answer may never arrive as a voice from the sky. It may emerge gradually through every observation, every experiment, and every question humanity continues to ask. Because if consciousness is the universe looking back at itself, then the search for the Creator is also the search for understanding what we are. And somewhere between those two mysteries lies a possibility both beautiful and unsettling. Maybe the universe is still writing its answer. And maybe we are part of the sentence.